Huge news recently just came out of Toronto City Hall, and essentially councillors now almost unanimously have voted to allow for multi-family units to be built on low-rise housing, meaning that you can build up to 4 rental units now on any single residential lot, and this is citywide. So these are really big sweeping changes, and the question is how big of an impact is that going to have on Toronto real estate prices and affordability? And we are here right now to take a deeper dive into that. I'm Ralph Fox, and I'm the co-founder and broker of record at Fox Marin Associates, and we are a boutique residential real estate brokerage that focuses on central and downtown Toronto. And if you're watching this video, then you've landed on my playlist, Real Talk, where we discuss real future trends that may have an impact on Toronto real estate prices and on the market overall. If you want to keep abreast of what the future holds for Toronto real estate, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you have any comments, we would absolutely love to hear from you. And don't be shy. If you like our content, please be sure to hit that like button as well. Going back to our question here, and this is a really important question, is what relevance do these sweeping changes have on affordability of Toronto real estate prices? So if we take a step back, essentially what this means is that single family homes in any neighborhood could essentially be torn down, and you could have up to a 4-unit apartment building being built right on that site without any pushback from the city, at least from a zoning perspective. So according to this move, it will add, according to the city's position, diversity of housing options in areas that need more buildings with more multiple units. The city wrote in their recent report that there has been housing growth through the mid and high-rise apartment buildings concentrated in densely populated areas of the city, but the supply of low-rise housing such as multifamily has just not quite kept up with demand. The chief city planner came out in this report and said that the development is an important step because it will move to removing exclusionary zoning, as it will enable property owners to create housing for extended families or rental units for tenants. Now, not all the councillors agreed with this legislation that recently got passed by City Council. One councillor by the name of Stephen Holiday wrote that anyone now wants to buy a home or rent a detached home in any of these neighborhoods will now have to compete with builders. And he also believes that allowing for multifamily will change the existing profile of many neighborhoods. And this goes back to the idea of NIMBYism, not in my backyard, where everybody is always for development. They just don't want it in their neighborhoods. So this has been something that's been playing out for quite some time, and it has been controversial to various extents. But all things considered, from my perspective anyways, this is a really big change. And the reason why is because most of the policy and most of the narrative about creating affordable housing in the city has always come to the direction of trying to curtail demand. And that could be from a vacant home tax, that could be from a foreign buyers ban, that could be from the double land transfer taxes that we have. I mean, the list just goes on and on at all the controls and taxes the governments, the various levels of governments have put on the demand side, but nothing really has come out yet to address opening up the supply side. And so this is really a big step by the municipal government here in a way to try and start to address the real elephant in the room that nobody really wants to talk about, is opening up supply. So this is super important, and I think that it's one step in the right direction. And what impact it will have, I mean, this is going to have to play out, but this is no quick fix. And I think we're looking at about a 5 to 10 year horizon to even start to see a small impact. But what you will see is an increase in the price of houses, which is a little bit unfortunate because this is exactly what it's trying to relieve. But the issue is that now homeowners, existing homeowners who own land, that land will become more valuable because there are other highest and best uses for that property. And the challenge that you'll have for a developer is the cost of acquisition and then the cost to build are still very, very high. And it's going to be a real challenge for developers to make the numbers work. However, existing homeowners or landowners now, as we can refer to them as, will have an opportunity, especially if they've owned the property for a long time and have equity that can be refinanced. they are the ones that are going to have the strategic advantage to add value to their property. So over the near term, I think landowners and existing homeowners are going to benefit by this new legislation. But still, in the future, maybe in 5 to 10 years, we could see more rental units coming up in more mature, more expensive neighborhoods, which definitely will be welcome. So there's pluses and minuses to this whole equation. It's definitely not the solution, but it definitely, from a philosophical standpoint, from our view, is a giant step in the right direction. And we need more policy and government initiatives to come down, which will help even further open up supply, reduce red tape, even reduce costs to build and taxes and the timelines that it takes to build properties in the city. And the more that we can expedite the process, I think the more supply, obviously, that's going to come online. But you really need a focused and tactical approach by multiple layers of government if this is going to have any type of a major dent in the face of strong immigration and millennials all starting to come of age. So definitely a lot to think about here. Not the solution, but a great first step in the right direction. I'm Ralph Fox, and if you find this information helpful, please be sure to hit that subscribe button down below. And if you have any questions or would like to comment, we'd absolutely love to hear from you. And if you want to book a consultation with us, feel free to reach out and book a time.